A gorgeous sunset in Las Cruces. Look at that. Beautiful. And for New Mexico State, maybe beautiful as well. They have split with Hawaii in sets numbers 1 and 2. Set number 2, they played Hawaii very tight as well. And you told us before the match about impact players. Do you think they've made an impact?
Well, Meredith Hayes for New Mexico State definitely made an impact. She's taken 31 swings already, has 11 kills on the night, and been coming out of the back row swinging a lot. We've seen her getting it done in the front row, but not only that, her ability to change up her swings, know when to tip, know when to go hard at it. And you know, we talked a lot about Kanani Danielson. Maybe she didn't start out as well as she wanted, but she's been playing well in the back row, passing very well, and she's coming alive here, especially in that second set, so look out for her to be on fire.
And taking a look at their numbers there, both of them have such great roles to play for their team, and of course we can't forget Jane Croson either. We're talking about how she was having some trouble passing, but she's hitting .462.
Well, we said that the most impressive part of her game is definitely her front court ability. Hawaii has started to hide her a little bit in the passing rotations and maybe try and take some of that pressure off of her, but we're still going to see her light it up in the front row if she's given the opportunity and good set balls.
And Hawaii is going to start with her in the back, but they've got 4 folks back there, as you mentioned. She's a little bit hidden to the side.
You can see they're trying to push her as much. Yeah.
Scott Wong, the assistant coach, just looked and said, no, you're starting in the front.
There you go. Do what you just transition and swing.
Yeah.
Transition, swing.
Start you off that way. So New Mexico State setter Jenna DeVries will start off set number 3. We are tied at 1 apiece, so basically it's best 2 out of 3. And who else? Meredith Hayes, kill number 12.
Well, that's exactly how she started out the first set, swinging high hands and hard, and again, finding the kill. The weakest part of the block is the very top of it, and she swings up towards that block.
DeVries goes right at Maeda for a service ace.
And all that one is another spot serve, and she's jump floating right now. And one thing you might not notice on floaters is they can change direction quick in midair, and that's usually what you see when that ball is dropping down to the ground really fast.
Blake, perfect pass. Oh, if you're not going to put 2 up, Croson's going to hurt you.
Oh, absolutely. Huge hole right there. Not too much Brennan could do on that block, and Croson going with the huge open space and straight down. Probably feels good to get a clean kill like that this early in the third set.
Croson serving. Tough serve. And it's out.
Jane Croson, the serve, the toss is so high, and the velocity behind it. I mean, she swings pretty hard from off of that back line. You really have to get behind it and be quick with your feet to get a good pass off of her jump serve.
That's a beach toss. Look at that, how high it is. Lots of power. Great pass, though. That ball long. And Croson, worth mentioning that she's won the World Championship 19 and under on the sand. And here's her serve again.
Yeah, there it is. That really, really high toss. She has great timing. We haven't seen her have a service error yet tonight.
Another great serve. That ball never over, and when Croson won the 19 and under World Championships, she was only 17.
She's been playing volleyball for a long time, and on the sand at that, and I think it really has a lot to do with her game. We saw her setting a little bit in practice. She kind of has that beach set. She has the high toss like you would in sand volleyball. A lot of her game is dictated by sand volleyball.
And your overpass, Brittany Hewitt will crush that ball for you. Jane Croson expected to be part of Hawaii's sand team, which is going to start in the spring, sand volleyball. They're very excited. Scott Wong is going to be the head coach. Scott Wong, an accomplished beach volleyball player and assistant coach on this team. Hayes puts an end to Croson serving. Powerful kill.
That time she's going right outside the left arm of Brittany Hewitt, going around the block, really challenging the floor defender to dig.
Hayes back to serve. Hawaii with a 5-3 lead. This is the first time we've seen them come out with a lead in a set so far tonight.
Yeah, usually we've seen New Mexico State do a good job coming out with energy in the beginning and able to string together points, but this time behind Jane Croson's great serving, they were able to come out and pull the lead.
Hewitt serving. Middle. Nice touch from Croson, but the kill goes to Brennan.
And again, we see New Mexico State running the double quick. They ran the 3 in front and a quick 6 behind, that time making the middle have to make a decision, and she had the one-on-one block, and Brennan comes up with the kill.
Michelle Kuster, senior, serving. Maeda passes out to Danielson. Sends it right down the front of the block.
Great swing by Danielson. That time just using pop and power to create the kill. The low sets, we're seeing a lot of huts out to Danielson, and she goes up right through the seam, and that's a very big block with Brennan and Scott.
And a broken play, never over. Again, tough serving from Hawaii.
Well, we've seen that's kind of been the difference here already in the third set for New Mexico State, who did such a great job handling the first contact in the first 2 sets. The passing has broken down just a little bit here in the third.
Mita Uiato serving. Nice set. Great dig from Blake. Tough angle for Danielson. Hayes from the back court. Danielson loves that corner.
Oh, that's her sweet spot. We'll just call it the Danielson sweet spot, hitting down the deep corner. She likes to hit that line, make the middle back defender run, and, you know, they haven't been there as long as she's been able to keep it inside that corner.
Kanani Danielson finds her corner, looking for a little water, going to cool herself down as set 3 continues after the break. We are back in set number 3, and you're looking at Kanani Danielson of Hawaii. Their great player, 2-time WAC Player of the Year, but she has a condition where she's not able to control her body temperature through sweating as well as most people can, and so she has to take breaks occasionally and cool herself off. So there she was on the bench during the break, cooling herself off.
You wouldn't be surprised to see her, you know, dumping water on her neck and head, trying to cool down, using an ice vest as well. And then jumping right back into the match.
Yeah, exactly. But that timeout was enough for her. She is back in now, and her block is part of what directed that hitter to go wide.
Well, you know, as hitters, you're trying to steer away from the block sometimes, and that can cause you to hit out of bounds. And that time, Danielson, credit her with the point.
Hawaii up by 6, their largest lead. Set number 3. Croson, great dig. Satelli takes a big swing, never goes over, and point Aggies.
Now that time Satelli just let the ball drop a little bit too much and ends up running into the net with it. A great opportunity for New Mexico State. See if they can keep the serve for a few points.
Number 14 in black, Chantil Satelli, does whatever coach needs of her. And so when things started to go a little rough for her in sets 1 and 2, in came Satelli to contribute. She's just solid. Blake, great pass, back to Danielson. Crushed.
Well, that's what you love to see out of Danielson, that quick arm. You see her coming off of 1 foot here on the slide, straight down the line. A great swing by Danielson. She's not just an outside hitter. I mean, she could have made a pretty good middle.
Blake, another fabulous up. Danielson just going to keep it in play. Outside to Ziegler. Danielson, a perfect dig, but it's over. Ziegler again. Stephanie Ziegler, 9th kill, 9 digs.
Oh, Stephanie Ziegler, who has really done it all. She's passing a lot of balls. Hawaii has sent a lot of balls to her. You see her, she steps back to the service line, but she has handled the pressure of hitting, passing, and defending so far very well in this match.
Danielson. Hayes in the front. Croson. Through the block.
Yeah, lighting up the seam that time, and there was not a lot of seam there, but you know she's going up against setter DeVries. That's where the mismatch is for Croson, and she takes it straight through the middle of that block.
Elizabeth Blake serving. Outside to Meredith Hayes. Untouched kill.
Great swing again by Meredith Hayes, hitting that hut high outside. I like it when DeVries speeds up her set a little bit, gives her the opportunity to beat the block just a little bit, and that's when we see her hitting hard cross.
14 kills for the freshman. leads the WAC in kills per set. I get it. 14 kills, 3 digs. Blake, perfect pass. Croson, one-on-one.
The second time we've seen Croson going up with the one-on-one block, and you can hear the pop.
Retire that ball. Bring out a new ball. That ball's got no air left in it.
Man, hearing the sound makes you just want to get out of the way. It made me want to move over here, and we were out of bounds.
Hayes, long, but touched. Another kill for Meredith Hayes, her 15th.
Using the high hands again, one of her favorite shots coming out. And that time it was completely in systems, but she wanted to go with that high hand swing and was able to get the kill.
Blake putting up some perfect serve receive. Croson looking for that Kanani corner, doesn't quite get it. That one long, but again, touched.
The same high hand swing, you know, and that time the ball was out of systems and just a little bit low. And that's the thing that is very impressive about this freshman. You know, there's some balls that you would think as a young player, you might hit those out of bounds, but no, she has the presence of mind to use the block on every swing.
And then a service ace. And all of a sudden, New Mexico State tightening up this set, and Dave Shoji has had enough. He wants to talk to his team.
Oh, I'd want to take a timeout too. You don't want them to build too much energy in this arena, get the fans really involved. And we talked about they're going to have to string together some points, and New Mexico State did just that.
2 great matches on our air tonight. Next Wednesday night, women's volleyball continues with 2 more matches. First at 6 Eastern, the North Carolina Tar Heels take on the Duke Blue Devils. And then at 8 Eastern, the Florida Gators face the South Carolina Gamecocks. Wednesday night women's college volleyball on ESPNU. And we asked you earlier, we'd like to hear from you. Who do you think the best player is in college volleyball? Tweet us at ESPNU. Kanani Danielson, certainly one of the players people are talking about. Who do you think, Maria, is the best player in college volleyball?
Well, you have to look at Illinois because they're undefeated right now. I like Michelle Barsh. I like what she's doing for her team and the fact that they've been able to not be upset or undefeated. I don't know, Tara Murray for California. She's also another great decision. Alex Jupiter for USC. And all of these are outside hitters, and what they've done is they've led their team in kills. I mean, they're playing all the way around. They get the digs. These are the girls you're seeing get double-doubles night in and night out. I mean, all impressive players around the nation.
It's one of those questions that every year you wonder a little bit about. This year more than ever, perhaps, because we have no idea who's going to win the national championship. Last year we talked about it a lot. Oh, it can't possibly be Penn State again, can it? Yes, it could. This year, who knows?
And the fact that you can barely pick who's going to win night in and night out makes it that much harder to pick a player in the nation that's the best one.
Like tonight, very tough matches. Croson now showing why she's a candidate for Freshman of the Year.
No, that quick hut that time. I like the speed of that set. She gets off. She's very dynamic, and she leaps really fast. Her transition, as well as her approach, is very quick, and that's what makes her so dynamic when she is really in system.
Let's watch her serve. Yeah, the crowd tried to get into her head. 10 kills for Jane Croson, and I'm sure New Mexico State feels they dodged a bullet by not having to receive her serve.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure it didn't look like it was that far out, and that's the first service error we've seen for her. And now they're hiding Jane Croson again, not forcing her to pass in the back row, but she is a good defender, so let her stay in and defend and hit out of the back row.
Blake. Croson. And that's what you mean, hitting out of the back row. She had to go through some traffic, though, to get there.
Yeah, that time just not able to get a good approach on it and having to just try and roll shot a ball in. But she is, I mean, she's a viable option out of the back row.
Hayes serves again. Goes at Danielson, who puts up a perfect pass. And one blocker. Ziegler goes off the hands of Brittany Hewitt.
And no fear that time by Ziegler, but that time it looked like Danielson had the wide open net, the opportunity to go for the kill. She went for the tip instead, and Ziegler put the pop on the ball against the double block. You see her there, she took the pass, great set. Went for the tip even though she had the open net.
You think she wants that one back?
Absolutely. She'll get another one, though.
Blake overpasses, and again, we see that drill for New Mexico State come in handy.
Yeah, we saw them just throwing balls up and trying to set up the overpass, making the entire team practice. And the practice is really based on you don't get an approach, you're standing in your blocking position, and you're going straight up and trying to crack the ball down with your wrist.
Hawaii watches that one drop an ace. And take a look at this serve receive that Hawaii's put out there. They're hiding their libero now. Put Croson back in. Now Shoji is taking out Maeda, putting Blake back in. So it's a different serve receive every time.
And all of this is really to make Meredith Hayes think about who she is serving. You see Mike Jordan is having to change his decision very quick as Shoji changes up who he wants passing.
Another overpass outside. Let Danielson finish it. And she does.
Great swing by Danielson. That time, she's just getting up off the ground and swinging over the block. You can't stop that.
She's not going to tip that one.
Yeah. Not after the first tip.
So interesting chaos that we don't see very often on serve receive as New Mexico State came back and tied it up. Another overpass. Oyatu outside. Danielson. Now remember when we said Danielson started slow?
Yeah, this is her picking up speed. I think this is the speed pickup for Danielson. Again, another hut. She gets outside, transitions well, and that's that quick arm swing, the pop that we're used to seeing from Danielson as she gets going here in the third set.
Yeah, put back from Kanani Danielson. Remember how we said she didn't look worried?
Not worried at all. She was the hang time on this one. Look at this. She goes up. She's already jumped, and she's hanging out a lot longer and is able to get the last touch on the ball.
Ziegler, put back as well. Maeda passes. Ziegler, put back. The defense of New Mexico State. Maeda picks it up. Oyatu goes to the middle. Great set from Oyatu.
Absolutely pushed all the way up against the net. Number 13, Oyatu going up, pulling the ball back, getting the set out to Hartong.
Emily Hartong making herself available quickly.
Which is very key for middles. Remember, a big part of that is transition, being up and ready. That means your setter can see you. You have your hands open. You have a window open for them to get the ball into, and Hartong did just that on that one play.
Dave Shoji told us coming into this match that Jane Croson sometimes struggles with her passing, but she has done everything he wanted from her and more. And tonight's no exception.
He did say, you know, night in, night out, the passing may or may not be there, but you know what? She's still going to be dynamic in the front row. She's still going to go up, make really big swings as a freshman, and that's what she's done. She really doesn't let it affect the rest of her game, which is impressive about a freshman. She might be making mistakes on one side of the ball, but she gets in the front row. She stays consistent as a hitter. That's impressive in a young player.
Mentally also it's impressive because she did struggle so much in that first set. She did not let it affect the rest of her game.
Not at all, and you have to believe that that's part of the growth that she's probably seen over this season. I mean, even Shoji said that she has improved in that way and not remembering some of the mistakes that she has had in the past and being able to move on as a player.
And Croson is not going to be done after she finishes her indoor season. She's going to be part of Hawaii's sand team. She is so incredible. That team's head coach is Scott Wong, this team's assistant coach. You see him there in the black shirt. And Scott Wong, in his second year as the assistant coach here, had great success on the beach, played with Aaron Watchvogel for a couple of years, and he is very excited to have Croson.
Well, one way to really improve your indoor volleyball is to play outside on the beach. I mean, you got to be a lot faster. You got to be a little more precise. I mean, I love beach volleyball and what it can do for your indoor game, and that's one exciting thing that Hawaii will have going on this spring.
14 teams in sand volleyball in their inaugural season. And another kill from Emily Hartong.
Great swing by Hartong, running the wide slide behind the setter. Remember, she was a middle last year, turned into a right side, and doing a great job in that position as well.
And played outside in the spring.
She did, so she's very versatile. She'll do whatever Coach Dave Shoji tells her to do.
Danielson, great pass, and then calls for it behind. Croson, kill from the backcourt.
Well, you can see everyone parting ways knowing that Jane Croson was going to get that ball. And you see here as she backs up, gets out of the way, and great set out of the back row for Croson.
A 5-0 scoring run for the Wahine. Outside to Ziegler, tips the ball. Maeda picks it up. Croson. Danielson with 2. Still in play. Maeda gives a free ball to the Aggies. Ziegler puts it down.
Great spot by Ziegler that time, although Hawaii had all the hustle in the world getting the ball back over, but Ziegler said enough is enough. And the great cross court, I like to call it the money spot, not usually a defender on that hard cross court shot.
Stephanie Ziegler, double-doubled, 11 kills, 10 digs. Taking a lot of pressure off of Meredith Hayes.
Remember, only a redshirt sophomore too, so still a part of the youth on New Mexico State side.
Kanani Danielson playing all over the court. Digging balls on the right side of the court, picking up tips behind the block, then calling to hit the ball behind.
All a part of that, playing all 6 rotations. I mean, you're wearing out your hitter. And remember, she's also taking the most swings on this Hawaii team.
And they look like that. Kill.
With a lot of power. You see she's getting up with her leaping ability. Full arm swing, great transition here. She gets all the way outside of the court, putting a lot of power behind it. I mean, that takes a lot out of you as a hitter, passer, playing all the way around.
You can see her out of breath. 13 kills for Danielson. She had just 1 in the first set. That ball gets away from her, and Hawaii with a 22-16 lead in set number 3.
That time, DeVries, the setter, just a little bit wide on that slide behind the antenna, and Brennan could not get around it and get a roll shot into the court.
Overpass. And Hartong says, not on my watch.
Not at all. And Hartong's been there the whole time, ready to clean up the messes and overpasses, but a great serve.
Mita Ueato. So much pressure on this setter to come in. I mean, Hawaii is known for great setters, great hands, and she's only a sophomore.
And we've seen her go to her knees in setting. I mean, she has great set location, but not only that, great decision-making as a very young setter.
And it's another kill for redshirt sophomore Stephanie Ziegler.
Gotta love how New Mexico State does not go down without a fight. Down in this set, 23-17, have not taken 1 pop off of the ball, are still going after every single dig and play. I mean, they still want this set.
And I would say that Coach Mike Jordan may be reevaluating Ziegler's place on the team when he said that she doesn't have a lot of pop all the time in her hitting. She didn't say she wasn't a great hitter. He just said not a lot of pop. There's a lot of pop tonight.
Yeah, and the reason really she earned this outside hitter spot was because of her ability to pass, her great ball control. I mean, they were trying to figure out who was going to fill in that second outside hitter position, and that's how she earned it. But now proving that she can be very dynamic hitting as well.
Danielson passes. Ooh, great dig. Free ball. Danielson puts it up. And again, they're giving the middles some swing. That one, no touch. And Danielson's asking about the set. A little respectful inquiry. Brittany Rogers. Danielson says, I'll take care of it myself.
And again, going up against the one-on-one block, usually it does go to Danielson, and she hits all over the net coming out of the right side. Great transition all the way outside of the court. Look at that hard cross swing. She had a lot of open space to swing at.
Kanani Danielson breathing hard back there. Set point for the Wahine. 37 swings on the ball. Ziegler shut down. Hawaii, though, blocks out of bounds. Ziegler again using the block.
She went up with no fear. The huge double block that time. We saw Hartong going up. They get a great touch, but Ziegler not showing any fear, hitting high hands off the block.
We remain at set point Hawaii. Croson is part of the serve receive for the Wahine, along with Blake and Danielson. So they are back to their original serve receive. They go at Croson. She has trouble. And a net violation called on Croson, the Wahine.
And it all started for Hawaii with just a poor pass, the pass that the setter couldn't get to and get a great set out of it. And you see New Mexico State keying in on Croson, making her pass a lot of balls.
Set point continues. And Satelli quietly puts away set number 3. Hawaii with a 2-set-to-1 lead.
And that time they came out early, hard, and fast in the third set, and that made all the difference as they go to take it up 5 points in the third set.
Kanani Danielson, slow start, strong though in the third set, as their leader sets the tone early in set number 3. Set number 4 after the break, Hawaii leads by 2.